Okay, let's see here. Hopefully my recording program is going, and this will be the behind the scenes for episode 3. And once again, I'm kind of tired, so like I might space out here and there, but I hope it's interesting. So, first thing I wanted to show you guys. So in episode 2, when I was talking about the voice recording, yeah, actually it went differently than I remembered. So I shared it on Facebook, and John Whitestorm's voice commented and said, it was a lot of fun, but the media center mics were all rented out, so we had to use a Guitar Hero USB mic I had laying around. That's why we got the pops. I even adjusted the positioning as much as possible to downplay them, but to no avail. So I forgot that's what had happened. So yeah, at MCAD there's a media center where you can rent equipment, various kinds of equipment like film and recording and stuff. But they didn't have any mics, so we just had to use Guitar Hero one, which, you know, we did the best we could. Anyways, episode 3. I don't really have a lot of memories of episode 3 because, like, episode 3, part 1 was when Aussie was still on the team, and so I was still doing stuff. Like, I did a lot of background cats at that time, but he left when it started to go over to part 2, and then that's when I left as well, because, like, I remember I had, like, I was just, like, neck deep in school stuff at that time. I think I was a junior, like, it was the end of my junior year. I was, like, just became a senior or something, but either way, incredibly, horribly busy. So, but the good thing is that in episode 3, as you can see, the background cats got a lot better. The quality improved a ton because I actually made sure that I, like, took the time to make them look nice. So, let's see. So yeah, in episode 3, mostly what I did was just, I did some background cats here and there, and then I did the elder scene, and that was pretty much my extent of what I did. I think in part 2 of episode 3, there's background cats that start to be drawn by some of the new teams. So the designs are the same, but the style looks a little bit different. I can't actually remember what part in episode 3 all of these background cats went to, if it was in part 1 or part 2. I feel like it was part 1. I don't recall. Oh yeah. But even the small ones look a lot nicer. Yeah, something that oh, come on. Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Oh crap, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh well. Let's see. That could have done with some more in-betweens. Is this on 1s? Oh, you dumbass. It should have been on 2s. It would have looked a lot better if it was on 2s. Like, I should have had this one on a separate frame from this one. And, like, here, hold on. Let's play it through. It goes really fast. Yeah, see, that doesn't look good. But if I had... Let's put this on 2s and see if that's any better. Why is that? Yeah, who knows? That's probably gonna look a lot less snappy. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I should have messed around with the timing on that, because the way it looks in the episode is a little too quick. But some of you guys, we're getting up to the elder scene here. Some of you guys might remember the elder scene from my... Oh, sorry, I've got a little bit of scratchy throat today. From my behind the scenes with Zing, the 3-part thing I did that's still on the SSS channel, actually. Those guys look pretty good overall. Let's play it through. I think this one actually has... Oh, yeah. Small ear. I think that looked pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with that too. Those 2 guys coming in there. I'm not happy with the way Sandpaw came in. But this bit, I think I did the acting pretty well. It's not as good as it could be, but I mean, we got the shift in emotion there where he's like, you know, surprised, and then he's like a little worried. If I had a little bit more in betweens, I think it probably would have looked better. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that. The part where they come in, where Chutor and Running Wind come in, I thought looked pretty good. I think I matched Aussie style pretty well here. Okay. But yeah, I have so many memories of episodes 1 and episode 2, but episode 3 is just like a blur. But I think like most of that year of my life was just a blur because I was sleeping like 4 hours a night, like constantly working like on art and like class stuff, and it was just like crazy. So I think, hold on. This is my Sandpaw stuff. Yeah, I forgot I did a lot of Sandpaw stuff for episode 3. Oh, I did these background cats too. That's cool. Forgot about that. We don't have the sound yet. I think that Sandpaw's voice is in here though. Let's see. Yeah, see that the background cats like look so much better now. Well, you get to see some of the storyboards in any case. Hopefully that's interesting to some of you. I personally think it's really cool to see how all of the shots are first laid out before, you know, camera and everything is added in. I wish that I had added some more frames to his blink there. And a couple more frames to the turn. I mean, it looks good for like just a basis, but it needs to have needed to have more frames there. I always thought Darkstripe's design was a cool one too. It's really unique. I think I remember reading in the book and like trying to figure out exactly like which cats were at Redtail's nighttime visual or whatever it's called. I do not remember, and I'm so sorry, but because I wanted it to be as accurate to the books as it could be. Like I mean, oh, here we go.
So here comes the new apprentice. He smells like a kitty pet. Don't tell me I'm going to be sharing my den with that revolting stench. Huh.
I think all this looks pretty good. This is her new design, as you can see.
I'm sorry, Whitestorm. I just didn't expect to be training with a kitty pet. That's all.
With the markings over the eyes rather than under. I do not remember the reason why we didn't have John voice Whitestorm for episode 3.
Anywhere. So long as it's not near me.
Because there's not like an actual reason as to why, because like we've been friends like ever since like the freshman year of college. I mean, like he would have still been interested to do it, but maybe he was busy or like I don't remember. Anyway, I think my Sandpaw stuff looks pretty good. That frame, I don't like. I should have done something different with her head turning that way, but I mean that looks pretty good. I think I got her attitude down pretty good though. I'm pretty pleased with it.
Anywhere. So long as me.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. So here's the one that a lot of people are maybe more familiar with if you watch those old behind the scenes videos, which I do apologize. I watched those again the other day and I'm like, oh my god. College Katie, calm down, take a chill pill. I was like, I'll show you guys after this because like, actually I'll show you right now so you have a little bit of context. I was like, because again, I was sleeping like 4 hours a night, right? And I was so busy with everything. And I was just at my wit's end with everything. And I was the one actually for a long time, maybe at least a year or two, I was the one who was actually in charge of the SSS account on YouTube. And I would answer the comments, I would do all that stuff, etc., etc. And this is the kind of stuff I had to deal with. So, yeah, Zing has a sneak peek on her DeviantArt account. It doesn't say, like, what the date was when this happened, but, and then people were like, where is it? It's like, it's right there. I mean, and now that I'm, like, more of an adult, I, like, have more patience for children and such, but, like, back then, I'm like, really? So that's, yeah, so I was quite irritable in those behind the scenes videos, but like if you watch, like sprinkled in between all of the me saying fuck is like actually some good advice for like animation and such. So but what are these? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so there was some kind of, what day? It just says 7:02, doesn't say what day it was, but yeah, somebody asked if she's seen SSS, and the Warriors team had, or at least Vicky did. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, episode 3. Yeah, so this is probably just going to be a rehash for those of you who have watched those behind the scenes, but we're going to go through it because why not? I think I actually did all of Rusty, and yeah, I did that. That was not, yikes. I mean, it's okay, I guess. It could have been better. The shape of his face, I got off model there, which is not good. But yeah, I did do all of Fire Paw and Gray Paw in this bit. I forgot about that. Usually I didn't handle them. Usually I would just handle the background characters, but I did them this time. I think I did pretty good. Except getting off model every now and then. That's something I still have to be very careful with these days. Getting off model. It happens a lot for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, here we go.
Have you two eaten? Well, there's enough here. Dust-pulling, sand-pawed, herring, and a fine young hunters. Would you mind if these youngsters shed a moose one night?
I can't remember who it was that did that voice, but he did a really good job. I think he did fantastic. Very cool guy. It was just somebody I found on YouTube, I think, and yeah. I'm pretty sure I did most of this too. I don't remember. I know that Yuji did all of the, when it came to Greypaw and Firepaw, Yuji did all of this storyboards. When it came to this part, though,
Did you say smaller?
That's my mom.
I think your hearing has become as poor as your eyesight. I said
when it came to this part, though, Yuji didn't do storyboards for this. He left it up to me as to how I wanted to.
Remember that day many moons ago?
This is my mom.
Star herself was appointed deputy. Oh yes,
That's me.
Not long after she had lost her kids.
But yeah, as I keep trying to say and then keep getting distracted, he let me lay out the scene however I wanted. I mean, we had the lines directly from the books, and I mean, he had this bit, you know, it's like, okay, but otherwise he's like, you know, I think his storyboard just had like, you know, elders, you know, just like roughed in, like, okay, here's elders, and then like that's all. Like when it came to how they interacted with each other, or you know, like him looking up towards the sky and such, or the, you know, choosing who is in the camera at what time, that was all me. So this bit, I wish that I had moved her mouth up more. Whoa, no. Hold on. Where is it? It's all, Katie, what are you doing? Katie, no. What? Jesus, why did I put the mouth on the same frame as the no. That's not good. There was a whole, Katie, what are you doing? There's this whole freaking, like, line here that could have had the cat's body and then the mouths on a separate layer, because that would have been better, and that's what should have happened. But for some reason, it did not. I don't understand why. Did I do it here? No, that's them. What about here? Wow. I was a fucking maniac. I did not know what I was doing. Oh dear. Oh no. But yeah, I think I like the way that all these designs turned out too. These are all my designs here. I think they turned out pretty good. Something that I thought was absolutely hilarious, though, was this bit right here. So I remember very vividly that there was, when this episode first came out, there was somebody who was like, for this line right here.
Do you remember that day many moons ago when Blue Star herself was appointed deputy? Oh, yes. It was not long after she had lost her kids.
Okay, so somebody like made this big deal about, why are you saying the Blue Star lost her kids? That's a spoiler. We don't learn that until such and such book. And I'm like, dude, open Into the Wild, go to page whatever the fuck, and like that's literally the exact line. Like it's in the book. You know, and so like yeah, so comments like that also attributed to my like and sleep deprivation and like dealing with children uh, contributed to my irritability, and I feel very bad about that now, but yeah. Okay, so that's that. This, since it's an SWF file and not an FLA file, I can't actually pause it. You're not going to be able to see the frames. It's just straight storyboards, but I think it's pretty cool. So, I mean, let's watch it. So this is the way that Aussie did his storyboards. I mean, and all the basic motion is there, you know, to get the timing down and such. But this is so I think how it was that Aussie did this, he had the storyboards, and then he did all of the roughs, or at least he did the keyframes before handing it off to the new team. So like the new team did some bits on their own, but there was still most of it, like the base of it is still Aussie. Really wish that I had the FLA files for this to show you what it looked like. Anyways, I think this was a really cool idea too. How he had each of the cats kind of had their own deal, you know, their own powers. Which, you know, these days, and from what I've heard of the new books, it's like a thing now that like cats have like there's some kind of like, I don't know. I haven't read the new books. Like I said, I've only read like the first like 3 books, Into the Wild, and then like the next 2. So yeah. I always wondered though what Aussie was gonna have Firepaw's like powers be. See, he even had notes about how he wanted the camera to move and such. That's something that I didn't agree with in the new team. Once they had control over it, I mean, I'm not gonna go really into it because I think the new team did a good job with what they got and everything. But I didn't agree with how once they had control over it, that they uh, started openly disagreeing with the decisions that Yuji had made. Like this scene in particular. He doesn't attack Spotted Leaf. He shoves her out of the way. I mean, and they made it out to be like that it was some big thing, and like no, he just shoves her out of the way, which to me that seems like it would be in character. I mean, he's showing off in front of everybody, and she's like getting in his way, and he's in the spotlight right now, and he's just like move. It's not like he drew blood. It's not like he like actually bit her or anything. But anyways, yeah. So that's a whole thing. I mean, Asi put that in there for a reason, and you know, that was his decision, and I stand by it to this day. The new team does not, and I think that's one of the reasons that we differed, I guess. But even this, look at this, like, I mean, there's not even any animation yet. It's just the storyboards, but it's so good. He's so good. It looks so great. I can't remember if it's the same as it was the final episode. I have to watch the episodes again because I can't remember. But like that's so cool. Like he really he made this story his own. He added so much to it, you know. This fight scene was really good. I'm sorry, you could probably hear people mowing outside. I apologize. Was that the same line he had in the? I really have to like. I can't remember. I think that some things were changed here and there, but I should probably have put some music or something to this. I'm sorry. It's like just me sitting here silently watching it, but like, I mean, I don't really have a lot to say except wow now and then because this was all Aussie. I think that's the end of that part. What is this? I don't remember. Oh, it's literally picks up from. Okay, cool. Come on. I'm just glad the Flash isn't crashing or flipping out. Yeah, oh man, I should ask Aussie what he was gonna have Firepaw's powers be. Oh yeah, that's the other thing is that the new team, I think they weren't gonna give any other cats powers. They were going to keep the ones that had powers to have them because, it already happened. But then they weren't gonna give anybody any new powers. They were gonna stick directly to the book. And I'm like, well I mean, that's boring. Aussie has set up like this really unique take on this story. Like he's got it set up for you, run with it. You could do so many cool things, you know what I mean? Like it's meant to be like an over the top anime type of thing. That's what he was going for, you know, and like to just after the first 3 episodes being what they were to then decide to go back to just going straight from the book. It's like why would you do that? It would have been so much cooler if you stuck with the other stuff, you know, but I mean, they're not working on it anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter, but still, I mean, like I don't know. Oh yeah, there's that part that I your wand will heal soon, oh Aussie. he he's really good at speaking English, but every once in a while he'd have a typo. I always thought, like I said, I always thought that Darkstripe's design was really good. Like it was really is really intimidating. Like he just looks like a guy that you really do not want to get on the wrong side of, you know? Oh, is this going to be the storyboards for... Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see how this compares to what I... So originally, I think he thought it was going to be half-tail there, but it was actually smaller. So we, Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, so I had the book with me, um, because yes, while we were deviating from the book in many ways, on mission or on mission, I'm reading saying what I'm reading on scenes like this, where it is very close to what happens in the book. I would take out my copy, which Ase actually bought me. He sent me the first book, Into the Wild, as a gift. But I would take it and I would open up and like double check, like, okay, who's warning me? I was, oh, okay, it's smaller, you know, and double check who it actually is. So there's a lot of little things that I would try and keep the details, like if we were taking the book the scene directly from the book, I would want it to be accurate, you know. But when we were deviating from the book, like, you know, free reign. I like that he had that combination though, you know, he had scenes that were right out of the book, you know, down to the lines being the exact same, and then he has, you know, the new stuff that it spices it up because you never really know what's going to be new, what's going to be different, and I think that was part of the appeal of SSS was that there was that mixture of, you know, straight from the book and from Aussie's imagination. But yeah, I know that all like yeah, episode 3, part 2. I think I was going to maybe try and do some background cats, but then Aussie was like he decided he was going to leave the project, and so at that point I was like, well, maybe I should go ahead and also leave because before that I was so dedicated to it, and like even though I really didn't have time and it was like starting to really mentally tax me, to have to do this and college stuff, which is part of that irritability I mentioned before. I was so dedicated to it that I wouldn't let myself quit because I didn't want to leave the project when you know it was still going. But then when Aussie left, I was like, okay, maybe I thought to myself like maybe this is my chance to like you know go ahead and step away from the project and not feel guilty about it because I wouldn't have let myself quit before that point. Um, but when he left, I said, okay, I can go ahead and quit. And then that really, it was a good decision. Um, I would have liked to, you know, just for pride's sake, stay on for the entirety of episode 3, but it was a good decision in the end because, yeah, I had to just focus on school. And then I ended up getting, you know, more sleep because I wasn't constantly juggling 2 things, and it just was better overall. But yeah. Oh, do you have to mow when I'm recording my stuff? Maybe the mic's not picking it up. It probably is. So it's just like SSS Warriors Asmer fucking mowing or whatever. Oh dear. I also, there's like, I can't look and see how long this is either. So like, I don't know how much longer this video is going to be. So I hope it's still interesting. I think it is. Like, whenever there's an animated film that I really like, if it has stuff where it's like, you can see the storyboards. What the Anyways, when it, is somebody like using a chainsaw? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, for stuff like my favorite movies like Spirited Away or The Cat Returns or something, like if they have like the roughs or storyboards, I think it's always cool to see those and then be able to compare them to the final. And if my computer wouldn't absolutely flip out, what would have been really cool is if I took this and like I like had it over here, and then like over here had like the YouTube episode, so we could play both of them at the same time, and then you could like see the difference and stuff. But yeah, my computer would not handle that. It's barely handling this, like recording and playing this SWF file at the same time. It's don't update to Mojave. If you have like older versions of Adobe products, they start acting really weird and it's just not good at all. And I'm very sad. But yeah. You guys hear it? I don't know what it is, if it's a chainsaw or what. Anyways. Spotted lead. Aussie, I love you. But yeah. And now people are texting me. I wonder how far in his mind Aussie actually got with like the future episodes. You know, because he always planned ahead. So I wonder if like he had a plan of like, okay, episode 4, you know, these are the things that are going to happen. Episode 5, this and this and that. Um, I th- I don't remember. I know that we talked about it, but like I've said before, my memory is pure shit, so I don't recall, which makes me kind of sad. I remember at one point though, I had this really cool idea. There was some anime song from like some obscure anime, and I can't remember what it was, but I thought it was really cool, and so I like storyboarded a new opening for us that would be like, oh yeah, like, you know, season 2, you know, air quotes, of SSS Warrior Cats. Like this is like the new opening, and it showed. I don't remember a lot of it, but I know that it showed. Oh, and now we're getting into. Oh well, now we'll see. Now we'll see how it differs from mine actually. Anyways, it showed the different clans and such and all that. Yeah. Okay, this will be cool. We didn't have that I'm half till welcome to the clan in there anymore. Yeah, we changed some of this. Yeah, we did. Interesting. I'm curious to see about the part where he yells at her. Because that I thought that I came up with that myself, but let's see if I did. Might be remembering wrong. Yeah, see, it's like just blocked in, like super. Did we not even have, did I add that? Wow, I added that scene myself. Look at me go. It wasn't even in the storyboards. The part where he like shoves her, like, I think your hearing has become as poor as your eyesight. I added that in. Look at me go. I contributed to a thing. Very neat. It's getting really rough now. was always really impressed with the way that Aussie handled special effects, like the stars and things like that. I always thought he did a really good job with that kind of thing. I designed Dustpaw. It's cute to see Aussie's like rough sketching of Dustpaw there, because that was my design. This is like the entire episode, isn't it? Neato. All I can remember is that I think that Aussie said that Yellowfang was going to come in during episode 5. So episode 4, I think, was just. I don't remember what happened in the books. Was that like they were going around and like uh touring the territory or whatever. Oh, I added a lot of this too. A lot of the motions that I did for Sandpaw weren't storyboarded in. I just came up with those. It's kind of nice. The head turn there, though, yeah. Getting really rough. I think I did pretty good with her turn, though, when she turns over. I wonder if this has the placeholder credits as well, or if it's just going to cut off. Landscape of scene, I think it says. Let's see. Nope, just starts over. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, so that's it for episode 3. Next, I'll show off what's in here. This, I have no idea what that is. That is not how Aussie usually named his files. I think it was from episode 3, part 2, but it's corrupted. It won't open. Whenever I open it, like my whole entire computer freezes, so I'm not going to open it. I've learned my lesson. We're not touching that one. That one's not good. But next episode, I'll show off this stuff because there's some pretty neat stuff in here. Yeah, there we go. I went through and I was in charge of taking care of like a lot of making sure all the lines and the voices and all that junk, and yeah, cool. So see you guys next time, and that will be the last video, this next one. So yeah, thanks for watching.